we're keeping an eye on shares of Raymond James on a bit of a roller coaster in the wake of second quarter earnings that beat analyst expectations for EPS and net revenue, among other metrics. And I'm pleased to say that joining us now is Paul Shoukry. He is the CEO over at Raymond James, sitting with us on set. Paul, it's great to see you.
Yeah, great to be here.
So Raymond James, you have thousands of financial advisors. I'd love to get a little bit more of an update on where you are looking at the recruiting process right now, what the pipeline looks like, because you sounded pretty confident on the call there.
Yeah, Katie, we had a record recruiting year last year. We recruited $401 million of production with advisors from their prior firms. This year, we're starting off the first half of our fiscal year with a stronger start than we had last year. We had 7% annualized net new asset number for the first half of the fiscal year, which is amongst the highest in the industry. And that's because two things. One, we retain our existing advisors. The retention of our existing advisors, despite the highly competitive environment, remains very high, and also we're a destination of choice for advisors from other firms, experienced advisors who are looking for both culture and capabilities to best serve their clients.
And I wonder, a little bit about the impact of AI, and this is something we've discussed before, but, you think about the muscle memory that's being developed. A lot of people just go to some of these LLMs, ask them questions, and, there's rumblings that, a lot of people are doing that for financial and wealth management advice at this point. So, how do you turn that sort of existential threat and harness AI to turn it into a tailwind for Raymond James?
No, you're absolutely right. Technology has changed our business over the last 2 decades with the internet and with online trading, and with AI, we think it'll continue to change the business. But the one thing that you see, we had 3 client events in the last quarter across the country. The one thing you see with those advisors and clients at these events is that these relationships are deeply personal. It's not an advisor-client relationship. It's not about a transaction. It's not just about a portfolio return. In a lot of cases, these are very good friends that and they understand their financial priorities. One of the things I said on the earnings call last night was, it helps me sleep better knowing that my financial advisor, if God forbid something were to happen to me, could take care of my wife and my family and understands what our financial objectives are, has a deep relationship with my wife, knows my kid's situation. That's not something I'm going to trust to a bot or an AI agent, no matter how good the algorithm is. So what we're focused on is using AI to enable the advisor to develop even more deeply personal relationships with their clients through technology.
I understand that, certainly for existing clients, but how do you future-proof this for a generation that may not be old enough to be your client now, but a generation that is sort of growing up in this environment where they are used to just talking to a computer or their phone or whatever the hardware will be? Are those folks also going to sort of end up in the human wealth channel, or are they going to end up talking to bots? Yeah.
We have a lot of conviction that they will eventually seek out human financial advisors. We saw a little bit of this with robo-advisory right before COVID. A lot of younger folks using robo-advisors. COVID hit, incredible amount of stress and complexity, and it wasn't sufficient for them to just get an email from a robo-advisor saying, we'll call you back in 48 hours, we're kind of jammed up right now. And we actually, as a financial advisory industry, during COVID, saw record net new assets from existing advisors bringing on new clients because they said the direct channel in this period of stress isn't sufficient for me. So what we're doing is focusing on technologies, products, and AI to help advisors provide more holistic advice, because that's what clients are going to expect from their advisors, more holistic advice, but also more tailored advice for their financial needs.
I am curious that, particularly in the moment, what type of advice clients are asking of the advisors. Is it more complex now given the geopolitical uncertainty and also just the big structural changes going on in our society, from AI to industrial revolution, all these other things that are just changing the complexion of maybe what the economy is and what should you be investing in?
Yeah, the most important piece of advice that financial advisors have provided to their clients over the last 5 to 7 years is don't overreact to headlines, don't overreact to social media posts, because the one thing that clients have learned over the last 5 to 7 years is when you do that, you're going to overreact and miss the opportunity. And so what advisors do is help their clients in those periods of emotion, high stress, say actually they rebalance their portfolios and buy into dips. dips. So we saw that with Liberation Day concerns last year, where the stock market kind of crashed in a week, and what we saw was high levels of rebalancing, so advisors were helping their clients buy into the dip versus to sell in the dip. And that's the most important piece of advice, is just come up with a 10-year financial plan, 15-year financial plan, and stay aligned with it, and don't let headlines and emotion derail you from that financial plan.
What are you hearing about how cash factors into that? Because, I mean, we've been talking about for years just this consistent buildup when it comes to money market funds. And you think about your own cash sweep business. I wonder, how you're thinking through what seems to be just a lot of thirst still for these cash-like instruments.
Yeah, we as an industry, since interest rates started rising, cash balances are down 40 to 50% across the industry, and that's a good thing. That means financial advisors have helped their clients reinvest those cash sweep balances, which weren't earning much in interest rates, into higher yielding alternatives. And at Raymond James, we have a very open platform of higher yielding alternatives, whether it be purchase money market funds, where we let all of our clients avail themselves to the institutional share class with the highest rates available, or our enhanced savings program at our Raymond James Bank, which offers up to $50 million of FDIC insurance at a high rate. And so clients have been reinvesting in their cash into higher yielding alternatives, which is appropriate given the rate environment.
Hey, always great to catch up with you, Paul. Paul Shoukry there, the CEO over at Raymond James, fresh off the company's earnings.